This is the amazing, amazing day. We got a million things to be grateful for. And this is what exactly this video is about. About being grateful, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about being grateful. Me personally, I've been going through a lot lately. Um, it could always be worse. So I really don't even think it's a lot, right? But it's just a little bit more challenging lately. Um, More barriers or more in a way like setbacks or this stuff not smooth sailing. But some people said great sailors aren't made on what they say, great sailors aren't made on calm waters. They made, what I'm saying, through the adversity, through the storms and stuff like that. And that's exactly what we all gonna have to go through. We all gonna have to go through the fire. We all gonna have to go through the challenges, the setbacks, the roadblocks, the rejection. We're gonna have to go through all that stuff. But through it all, remain grateful. We got a million things to be grateful for, right? We can always be thankful for God. We can always be thankful that our situation isn't worse. And we can just be grateful, in the midst, right? Because when you're going through a situation, complaining doesn't make it better. It just makes it that much worse, right? They say misery loves friends, and that's exactly what it is. But when we're grateful, it might not change the situation, but that changes our mind. Because guess what? At the end of the day, we're not wrestling, we're not fighting against, our family, friends, our coworkers. We're not fighting against none of them. We're fighting against our own thoughts. Those thoughts that we have in our head. Like if you're upset because they kicked your pencil, like to the next man, like that might not even bother them that they got their pencil case. At the end of the day, it's a pencil. You can get 100 more. You can leave that pencil on the ground for all you cared about, right? So we really wrestle against those thoughts in our head. So as the Bible says, do not conform to the past world, but be transformed by the renewing of our mind. I think those things is true, honest, just, praiseworthy, excellent, good report. We have to be anxious for nothing, right? We have to set our minds on those things that are, of life that, what I'm saying, that are not tearing us down, you know, um, that are good. You know what I'm saying? That's ultimately what it boiled down to. And again, like I said, it might not change the situation, but it makes the experience much more enjoyable. The Bible even says, "Consider it all joy when you go through various trials and challenges, as testing of your faith produces spiritual maturity and patience." So, just be grateful, be grateful, be grateful, be grateful through it all. Be grateful. I just strongly encourage y'all to be grateful because it's what it's actually God's will for us to be rejoicing, thankful always, giving him praise. And and I mean that's a heart posture that is a heart posture that is really desirable to just be grateful. So please, yeah, I encourage y'all to be grateful through it all, through whatever endeavors you're going through, whether it's trading, whether it's parenthood, whether it's being a spouse, whether it's being, a good friend, a good brother, whatever it is you're doing. I'm saying? We're supposed to be doing it if we're doing it to God. And if we're doing it to God, we need to have a good heart posture. I'm not saying that it's always gonna have a good heart posture, right? But if we're constantly aiming and striving towards to have that posture of gratitude, to have an attitude of gratitude, man, it makes life that much more enjoyable. It makes everything that you're going through much more enjoyable. Man, my to be quite transparent, my car, what I'm saying, was leaking oil. I don't know how to fix cars, and I don't make it my intention to ever learn how to fix cars. But I have worked on the cars that I've had because at the end of the day, it could be very expensive taking to the dealership. And if you want to take a dealership, you can take it to friend or someone who can fix cars for cheaper. But a lot of stuff really be like you can find it all on YouTube, and what I'm saying. Me personally, I don't got a lot of money to be throwing away right now. I just don't. That's just not the situation. Even later down the line, when I do have abundance more of capital and money and stuff like that, we still have to be good stewards of our money. So we just can't just be willy nilly and just throwing money here and there. Like we still have to be as followers of God. We're called to be diligent. Okay, but anyway, yes, my car went down. I backed up into the pole with my wife, and she didn't let me borrow her car. I backed into the pole, put a dent in the back of her car. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, can I get a break? You know what I'm saying? through it all, I'm just grateful, you know what I'm saying, that even though my car was down, I was able to use that car. I was able to still go to work. I was able to still, you know what I'm saying, produce a little bit of the income that I do produce for the family. I was able to still, get to be able to trade, you know what I'm saying, even if it's not the full day, even if it's not the full time, I still get to be at home. Like I'm not confined to a job in the morning times that keeps me from allowing me the opportunity to do this because I am pursuing a career of entrepreneurship. I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, just really it's so many things to be grateful for. And man, God's still been good to me. He's still been faithful. He still helped me out through the way. I was working on the car for many, many hours. He blessed me to send somebody to come and fix the car and fraction of the time that it spent on me struggling on it. And yeah, I mean, that's just a tip of it, just to be grateful in those very small things. But this is what it's all about. This is what all boiling down to. Either you can let the pressure break you, or you can let it, you know what I'm saying, make you. You see what I'm saying? As I shared before, everybody great is gonna have a story to them. You know what I'm saying? If it was easy, smooth sailing, then you know what I'm saying the story isn't worth being told. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to come over these challenges. I could, you know what I'm saying, fall up in the ball, go in the fetal position, and cry, however you might see it. But no, I got to keep pushing. I'm going to be grateful along the way. So I encourage y'all to continue to be grateful. Not only because I said so, because it's God's will for our life. And, I can attest to having to have a spirit, attitude of gratitude makes, you know what I'm saying, your time much more enjoyable. So again, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you want to pursue, whatever it is that you had been going through, be grateful for it all. Be grateful for it all. Because if you can't think of nothing else, God is still good. And then if you can't think of nothing else, um, if that don't help, just keep thinking, all the good things that God is doing, has done, will do, and then, even if it's that hard for you, even if it's hard for you to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like you can say, it could be worse. That's bare minimum. It could be worse. Because it's a lot of people who are in much, much worse situations in these other countries. And I know it didn't make sense to me a long time ago, but it does now. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were very privileged in the United States. So, I mean, even in the United States, you can look, you know what I'm saying? We're not homeless. Most of us aren't homeless. Most of us got cars. Most of us got a roof over our heads. So, you know what I'm saying? It's people that's out there that's really going through some rough stuff. So we can be grateful for so many things. We can be grateful for so many things. But when we grateful too, this is the key to it. When we grateful, you know what I'm saying? That's when we can get the increase. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're the leader of somebody, if you taking care of somebody and they're complaining all the time, would you want to continue to bless them? You wouldn't want to get, oh, this guy, this girl is complaining. I might as well not even help him out no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's how God sees it. I believe that's how God sees it. You know what I'm saying? When we're people complaining or whining, you know what I'm saying? We can't be grateful. Then He's not going to continue to bless us with things that are the desires of our heart. You know what I'm saying? Or he won't continue to work on us with certain things because we're complaining. But when we are grateful, he can continue to increase what it is that we have because we have been good stewards. We have been good stewards. We've been faithful. We've been, you know what I'm saying, just appreciative of the little or much that he's given us. And, when he can be trusted with that little, you know what I'm saying? He was faithful with little can be faithful with much more. So, hey, be grateful. Say it till you're in the grave. Stay grateful. Sing it, live it, walk it out, talk it out. Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful. I hope y'all got some value out of this. I know I didn't say too much, but it's really just that simple. Just be grateful. Be grateful through it all. Y'all stay blessed by the best. God always.